Hey guys, it's me again, Orkler. What is where I last left off is checking. Deku won his heroes vs villain battle, include him and Katsuki versus Momo and Saphira. Then after that, he pretty much yelled at everybody during the whole lunch rush thing and got them all calmed down. They talked about how his views and Saphira's and his views on the whole religion thing and other dragons and things they have to be prepared for. And then finally comes the USJ, where he single-handedly took out an army, essentially, with Saphira's help, along with Aizawa doing a bit. He didn't fight the Nobu, and as he was barreling down on Shigaraki and Kurogiri, All for One used one of his super death punches, I guess, and essentially destroyed his rib cage, or just broke it into hundreds of pieces and such. He ruptured several vital organs, and now he's essentially asleep in a medically induced coma to give Recovery Girl the ability to keep healing him a little bit day by day. His ribs and such and his fragmented ribs and such are okay. His organs have been fixed up to the best of their ability, with his minor healing factor giving assistance to that. And anything else? 4 days would have passed. I think, was it a week that they were gone from UA? Or was it just a few days? I think it was a week. So, as the week is going by, he's in a heavily induced coma until eventually he manages to get all the anesthesia or whatever they'll use to keep you under for long periods of time. As he goes what's happening? His organs and all that on the inside are completely fine. He's able to take... Dang it! I'm trying to yawn again. Taking a nice deep breaths and such to assist him. Recovery Girl's like, you're finally awake, walking right into that Imperial ambush, just like us. He's like, what? She's like, I'm joking. You're finally awake. You okay? Can you breathe properly? He's like, yeah, I'm good. Just, how long has it been? And USJ, what happened? She's like, well, short or long version? Short. You got hit very hard in the chest, did a lot of damage, you were rushed here, everyone's safe, you did good. Now get up. You're taking up space in the laundry, in this place, in this room, and I know you're perfectly fine. So, I'll call your friend, your little girlfriends and such, and he's like, what? What do you mean? He said, well, they've been coming and visiting you every single day for this half week. Well, they've been here the longest and most frequent, so the times they aren't here is when they have to go home. They gotta go. Damn it. When they gotta go home, need to use the bathroom, or have to go get something to eat. So, he's like, I'll get home. As he gets his clothes on, and as he gets out his little hospital gown, I guess, and gets walking, he's like, he's like, where's my phone? She's like, here's your phone. It's like, he coming to realize that it's kind of broken. Why am I yawning so much? It doesn't make sense. I'm not even tired in the slightest. Like, I'm perfectly fine. Like, not tired at all, and I still have to yawn. This is a curse. So as he continues forward and such, trying, like, getting his phone, and his phone's kinda cracked, he's like, oh, we just got this too. As he, like, calls, Katsuki, you there? Where's Saphira? I suspect you all three are all together. She's like, yeah, how'd you know? Well, I suspect Saphira didn't want to stay at the apartment by herself. My guess is Momo would be with you guys, and you guys were coming to see if I was awake. She's like, yes? Are you already here? Yeah? I'll be out there in a minute. Just shaking off the last of this anesthesia. God, why? Stop. As he finishes yawning and such, he's like, I'll be out down there in a minute. As they come rushing up, he's like, hey, I'm alive. Don't worry. He just gets tackled. He's like, shit. Oh, I still hurt. Please get off. They're like, oh, sorry. He just sort of goes home with them after they, like, not leaving him alone. Aizawa and them were there that day, trying to, just doing some work and such. They hear he's awake. He's like, oh, we gotta go see him. So as they rush off to meet him, he's already gone. He gets to the whole apartment and such and just sits down on the couch. Oh, I need something to eat. As he says that, he's like, he forces himself to get back up. What do we have? He starts searching through the whole kitchen and such. He's like, oh, let's see, PB&J or quesadilla. Good question. Or, hang on a second. Oh, yes, we got some leftovers. How old are these? Oh, yeah, they're no longer good at all. Dang it. Ugh. Coming to throw the food box away, he's like, God, that was old. He's like, I'll just take the PB&J. As he prepares and just sits down and watches a movie. This particular movie will be, well, an anime called Mobile Suit Gundam. Yes. I'll have the anime and such still in it. That's kind of funny. Anyways, as he continues forward, he's like, just sitting there, legs crossed, with the sandwich in his hand. He's like, oh, never thought I'd enjoy PB&J this much. Oh, first meal awake, and the last meal I'll have before I ever nearly die again. Not the last meal before I ever nearly die. Yeah, that makes sense. He just is enjoying life. Oh. As Saphira and them all come and cuddle up to him. Because they were all terrified he'd be dead. He's like, hello guys, I'm just chilling today. Nothing much, nothing big. They're like, you've been lying in a coma for like the past week. He's like, yeah, I know that, but still. I wouldn't mind just being able to sleep. Did you worry, like, any dreams? He's like, no. I know I can tell that it's been a while, but no dreams of anything that comes to mind. I just remember getting hit in the chest, falling on my back. There was All Might and Aizawa, and that's about it. So, what happened with you guys? Well, your mother can't. We told your mother she should be here by tomorrow because she had to like set up things with your parents. My mother was worried sick, so I gave her a call. She had her own personal freak out. Anything else? Well, they studied some of those abominations that were there, that were leftovers after you had slaughtered them. He's like, I need to just end those things. So what have they found? They are not telling us. What do you mean they're not telling us? And they say we're just students and we have no real reason for them to give them that give us that information. He's like, is they saying the same thing to you, Saphira? She's like, yeah. I'm gonna have words with them tomorrow. As they all just enjoy the day hanging out. It's pretty much like a slumber party and a date all put together. They all enjoy nice food, just chill there. So, what have you guys been up to since I was unconscious? Well, I know you've been going and visiting me every day for long periods of time, but what have you been doing? Any news I should know about? Anything at all? Dang it. Not that we know of, no. He's like, alright, good. This anime's pretty good, isn't it? The concept of giant robot suits like that go into space. How crazy, am I right? And they're like, yeah, but it's not really that far-fetched. Like, think about it. We got people who can grow the size of buildings, and we got living, breathing dragons right here. So, you do have a point there. So, we'll cut to the next day. They all are just like chilling and they all fall asleep on the couch. Night Eye at one point going like, where is he? He's like, I'm right here, I'm awake. Come to this address tomorrow. I'm pretty sure you have some questions of your own. Indeed I do. When it comes to tomorrow, he's like, I'm bringing Saphira along. Okay? He's like, more hair or something. It's like hair. They get stuck in my mouth. But as it continues forward, she's like, okay, bring Saphira along if you wish. See you all later. He's like, yes. Oh, God. It's time for bed. As he just, gets back on the couch and just starts sleeping. You're not going to your actual bed? It's like, no. I've been laying in the bed for the past few days. I ain't going back in there. As he wakes up early, he's like, what time is it? Saphira and all of them had taken over Saphira's room. He's like, alright, that was what happened last night. As he rolls off the bed and such, ready to tackle his day. Night I said to meet her at what time? Oh, about an hour. So, as he gets dressed up, ready to go, he knocks on the door like, Saphira, Momo, Katsuki. Waits a couple seconds. Hello? And it's finally opened by Momo. Yeah. What do you want? Letting you guys know I'm heading out. Is Saphira awake? No, she isn't. Well, I don't have time. She's probably passed out. Tell her I'll be back in an hour. Alright. Momo's like, yeah, sure. Sure, Deku. Keep going on. Alright, bye, Momo. He gives her a little peck on the forehead. He's like, bye. So as he continues walking forward, he gets to the office, gets to like Night Eye, like the place he found. It's at UA and such. He walks in, he's like, so, goes to the little conference room thing that they have. He's like, why is it always on the top floor? It's annoying. As he finally gets there and such, there's Nezu, Aizawa, Night Eye, Bubble Girl, Mirio, All Might, and the rest of the teachers from UA. Well, the big three is there in general, because since they're like close, like they may get wrapped up into this since they're part of Night Eye's HQ and such. They walk in. He walks in. So, what's the deal with these hybrids? No, not hybrids. What's the deal with the abominations? You mean the hybrid? No, abominations. That is what they are. Oh well, this scientifically term is, and I was like, yes, the abominations. Let's get started, shall we? From close examination of what remains, as he puts emphasis on what remains from them, it looks like they are several humans, several people, like quirk users and dragon DNA has been spliced together somehow. And this is some pretty, as far as we can tell, it was difficult for us to find this, at least four different variants of human and dragon in this. Not 4 different variants of each, just like between those, there's 4 different, as far as they know, there's 4 different people stuffed in that thing. It's, let's see, this one right here is a Hydra Dragon. It looks like we don't have a name. Some of these have been taken since they were children, or just have been regrown. Then they list off the 3 quirk users. That sorta. And these things did have special powers, like blasting fire, blasting ice, metal manipulation and such, that sort of stuff. Bone manipulation, or at least like hardening and such. They had these abilities. And then finally, for this, we haven't found any of your DNA, oddly enough. You think with how powerful you are, they might have just wanted to completely remake you and turn you, make a slave army out of you. It's like, I ain't easy to break is the reason. Everyone at least one time broke during their thing, crying and begging. I remained unbroken. I would not bend to their knives and their acids and poisons and experiments. I would remain strong until I saw my chance. For a moment they thought I wouldn't be able to do it. They might have, if they thought I could do it, but I stayed small and weak, but never breaking. But continue forward. And then there's the Nomu. It's the same thing, several quirks, several people spliced together to make a single creature. From what we can tell, this thing was meant to take on All Might, and so could have those like dozens of hybrids, abominations. I won't say it a third time. Abominations were all meant to like somewhat take on All Might. And we want to thank you and congratulate, well, just sort of ask you about how you fought them. He's like, I burned them and tore them apart. Their whole anatomy and such is messed up. It smelled wrong. And I was also in a bit of berserker rage, so. None of them are very powerful, though. Give them that. This splicing isn't working out so far, thank God. Yeah, but my question is, what further implications could this have? They just splicing things together to see what they get? Or is there a more calculated goal behind this? For instance, a dragon with the ability to quite literally fold the world inside out or something. A dragon that could literally, that could suck up all the radiation, command the seas. Whichever you prefer, these are questions that we probably should be asking. Deku's like, they always talked about how trying to find out what makes us dragons us. They really couldn't find anything. They couldn't find a quirk gene, mutation gene, any other different form of gene. They can't tell, but our thing is just different. Like, they can't grasp the concept, is what I mean. So, so Neji Ray's like, so what's the game plan? Well, there is none, is what Deku's suspecting, is what I suspect at least. They'll probably try to complete more of these products in more refined ways. But now that they know I'm here at UA, they may try to target UA even more, specifically just to get me. They noted how my skin was abnormally strong, and my weird energy breath is oddly unique. They say I draw in some form of energy, like heat energy, or something around us, radiation or something, radiated heat, radiated light and such, from the sun, sort of like in that old comic about Superman. You remember those comics? Some of them, oh yeah, I read some of those. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. It's how Superman absorbed radiation from the sun, and that's how he got his, like, all his powers. Yeah, I remember. Apparently they say that's where my whole laser energy beams come from. Some say I could implicate, some of them thought I could possibly implicate this further, but they were never to get any more testing done, so. I see. So, anything else? No, not really. Well then, he's like, I'm going home then. As he's about to walk out, Night Eye's like, before we continue, hey, Deku, hey, could you, well, Muriel's like, I was heard about some sort of dragon or something, and I was curious. Would you allow Sun Eater to eat something of yours? He's like, what? And Sun Eater in this is a female. She's like, what are you doing? I've always been curious. Like, could you eat something from him? Like some skin or something? Or anything, really. And it, like, be transferable into, like, the ability of turning into a dragon like him. He's like, that is weird. She's like, I agree too. Let's not do that. It's like, come on. I forget his name. Come on, Sun Eater. It'd be easy. And then Jiren's like, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Muriel's is the boy in this group. Yeah. As it continues forward, she's like, oh, fine, God. Do you have anything of yours I could eat? As he's scratching his head, he's like rubbing his chin. He's like, scratches a bit of a scale off. Oh. Will this work? She's like, I think so. I'm not entirely sure. Like, can I eat it? Like, I'm not sure. Oh, wait a second. As he sort of gets, whoa, there isn't anything he can really grab, though, is it? He can't really. Nails. He, like, takes, like, gets a part of his nail off when he's in the dragon form. He's like, I guess this might work. I'm not entirely sure. I have no clue. I guess I'll try it. It's like a very small piece, so if she does eat it, she won't get, like, cut up. It's like, so she's like, try it out. So she tries to get some claws, and it immediately comes forward in, like, dragon hands. Like, whoa. She's like, that is neat. It's like, huh. So is that all you can do? She's like, I think so. She thinks about a tail, and then it just, like, you may want to not think about a tail. Think about horns or something like that. She's like, alright. And then just a pair of, like, a medium-sized horns, like like, jump out from where her skull was. He's like, that is interesting. So, is that all? Mirio is also like, yeah, I want to fight you. He's like, you can fight me later. I'm tired. See you later, Night Eye, All Might, Miss Aizawa. This is too tiring. And as he just goes through the entire week, just hanging out with Momo and all of them, end up actually going and having a guy's day out, and the girl was having the same thing. They all go have their individual days out. The guys are going to arcades, movies, and like food places. They're like, oh, this is awesome. The girls and such going on like girls' night out, girls' day out, doing pretty much the same thing. Aside from what things I guess girls would do, stereotypically, I guess, I have no clue. Like go out to eat, shop, something. I don't know. Some of them are interested in games, and some of them like go to music stores and such, listen to Jiro and such. Some of them get a fashion advice from Mina, because I think it's also a thing, like Mina's also very fashionable or something along those lines. There's a lot of things Mina's made out to be. But as I continue forward and such, it's cold. Get a blanket. There we go. I'm warm. At the very least. So, as that continues forward, they actually all run into each other. It's like, oh, hey guys. Like, they were all talking. And so, all the girls were asking Saphira about, so why were you almost having a panic attack when Deku was like injured? She's like, oh, he's like my best friend and boyfriend. As she says that under her breath, she's like, what? They all say, what? He's your boyfriend? Yeah, did I not mention that before? They're like, no, you have not mentioned that before. Sorry if you hear this, like, I'm trying to get comfortable. That's more like it. So, explain? Well, when he was younger and she gave the entire, explanation and such, they're like, oh, excluding Momo and Katsuki. Sorry. Two of them getting kind of irritated. Why did you not mention us? Cause, well, think about it. They think he takes on more than one. Some of them may try to cut in. We gotta keep this a thing between the four of us. A weird love triangle? Oh, you mean a square? Or a diamond? I guess so. Like, it's usually just have a line going up straight down the middle of the diamond, I guess. Yeah, so as I continue forward, so some of them ask, so alright, so how did it happen? She gives the explanation on how it happened. That is very romantic. She's like, what do you mean? Well, he's on your back, you're flying, he hugs you deep, and you ask him how he feels, and he responds honestly. I think that, and it's in the middle of the night in the moonlight, that's very romantic. I knew you were one. She's like, well, shut up. As the rest of them tell, Momo and Katsuki are very irritated. They're like, Mina's like, oh, don't tell me. She's like, what? You two were interested in him as well. Oh. They're like, they're trying to find a way out of this. Then out of nowhere, Deku arrives like, hey guys, hey Saphira, Momo, Katsuki, how's everyone? And Kirishima's like, oh, cool, Deku, it's good to see ya. I guess Kirishima, as a female, would that be manly? Yeah, I guess she would say, like, this is confusing. Would it be less manly in her eye? Would it be less manly in a person's eyes for something to be romantic like that? Or what? Good questions these are. But, sorry. As they continue forward and such, Deku sort of getting questions asked by him, by all the girls. and all the guys, except for Todoroki again. He's not part of this. He just like is all emo and secludes himself. So, as Deku and the rest of them are talking, Minatta's saying, so, Minatta's being Minatta, so you're the first with a girlfriend, huh? Yeah. So, have you... And just gets smacked upside the head immediately. I didn't even say anything. You were gonna say something indecent. How'd you know that? 'Cause that's who you are. As he walks away and such. As he walks away and such, as they all walk towards and just have the remaining day out, they all start going their separate ways. As they go home and such, this is the time when Katsuki and Momo just stick pretty much side by side to Deku, walking arms with them. Saphira like, alright, what'd she say? She just essentially excluded us from the whole thing. She's like, wait a second. I thought this whole operation was your idea. Well, I'm not the one who's acted on it. You were. He's like, this whole operation was your idea. She's like, well, you'll have to deal with it tonight. They get extra attention. Oh, you're talking to us like we're animals. Are you not, though? Ironically, we're the animals, but you two seem the most offended. She's like, you're getting pretty territorial. When we start showing interest, hey, that's different. It was already mine by then. Yeah, but even then you were starting to... As he's like, alright, come on. Calm down. Everything's cool. Oh, pay attention to all you tonight. As he, like, sort of brings them, like, has them all close. As they get to the apartment and such, Momo's like, well, after, like, an hour or such, it's been a long week. Oh, they all go home and such. Momo's parents like, where were you? And Katsuki's mom like, where were you? They're like, oh, we were hanging out with Saphira and Deku. Ah, I see. Well, we have a nice time. Now comes for the whole sports festival. Yeah. As they continue forward and such, they get the whole, you got 2 weeks to prepare. Woohoo. Clap, 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 clap. The whole thing with the school, like, rushing in comes out like, oh, hey, it's 1A. You got a lot of competition. Some of them noticed Deku and how he was the one on the whole, pretty much gurney and such, like, like, as he was just laying there, it's like, hey, it's you. You're the one that got rushed into the nurse's office. He's like, yeah, I don't really remember what happened. I just remember getting hit, then that was it. Then I woke up. No, long time, like quite a bit had passed, but you know, whatever. So they're like, oh, I understand. So let's continue. And as they go through like training the whole weeks, Deku starts getting the idea of like, what if he can draw in energy from around the local area? So he goes out and starts trying to concentrate. First in his like second, then third degree, realizing he's not really pulling any form of energy in. So then he starts getting bigger. So then as he like focuses and starts, he can feel it, that he's pulling in a bit of energy while he's in 4th degree. But he can't really feel all that. He feels like a little bit, like when he was in 3rd degree, but when it's in 4th degree, it's just barely noticeable. So he starts amping up his size until he's at his max, when he's drawing in this massive amount of energy or life force or whatever. He doesn't even know what to call it. Radiation or whatever. As he draws it in, and as he just focuses it, and he just feels completely renewed, like replenished, like he's full of energy again. He's like, oh, this can be useful. As he's coming to understand that he has like this weird ability, another thing that nobody can figure out about dragons, Some are just saying they're straight up magical. So, as all these ideas are floating around, Deku has learned the ability to self-heal. Saphira has the... I don't know that much powers about Saphira. I know she has, like, in the books and such, that Dragon Riders can get magic and such. And that's about it. Huh. She has superior sight to Deku and such. Superior senses and all that. So, as she trains as well, all of them are training. Katsuki, all of them. Katsuki later on, earlier on learns the AP shot. As they all get their stuff ready. Momo learns how to make certain items and such that would be useful against a dragon. As they continue forward and such, Deku is called to the stage to do the whole opening ceremony thing. He comes walking out in like his shorts and such that he usually would for his gem outfit. Like give him full access. He comes out in his dragon mode. So does Saphira. In third degree, they both come wandering out, wondering, so how does this work? As the whole explanation is given on how the whole thing works. And then Deku's called to the stage too. And now, please, Izuku Midoriya, report to the stage. Alright, so as he slowly but surely makes his way up, he takes a microphone. Like, before he does that, he's like, what do I do? She's just like, give a speech. He's like, As he, about to say something, then he keeps it shut. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I didn't know that I was gonna be the one doing this entire speech. That'd be someone else, like Midnight, All Might, Zawa, Mr. Mike, or even Nezu. I don't know why they want me to speak. Maybe it's because I nearly died. I'm not sure. But I'll tell you this. Some of you may think, why are dragons allowed anyway? Well, no. Like I said, he just doesn't know what to say. He's like, I'll just say this. Everyone better try their hardest. Because there was wisdom I once learned from... I can't remember where I learned it, he says. But everyone better bring their A game, because if you try your hardest and fail, but succeed at doing so little, do not be ashamed to try as hard as you can and fail. But be ashamed as trying so little, doing so little to succeed at something minor. Whether you take these in stride, pride, or whichever you wish to say. If you fail, try again. If you fail again and again and again, you keep trying until you decide that this thing that you're trying to attempt is either not what you need to do, or that it's that you can. There's no such thing as I can't. Well, scratch that. People who say I can and I can't are usually right. Just to let you all know, I'm taking quotes from things I've heard before. This is not an original speech because I tried thinking of a speech that he would give. I can't. Because Deku is, sure, more mature, but he still doesn't know about this whole giving a big, proud speech. That ain't his way. He'll just tell people bluntly, bring your A game, try your hardest, and don't be ashamed if you fail. Bring your A game is all I said. Because I'll be bringing my full strength and all my will to trying to conquer this entire festival. And I hope you all will do the same. Plus Ultra. As he finally said, not Plus Ultra, but walk with a dragon's might. No, yeah, that sounds cool. Fight with a dragon's might and a dragon's will, and you will be unstoppable. As he gets done, people will just start like, first it's quiet, then just a round of applause, like, yeah, I like that kid. Everyone, even in UA, since he wasn't like snobby or something, he just told them straight up they better bring their A game, because if they want to have the chance of beating him, is what some of them are saying, they're gonna have to do it. He's had fighting and such, so they're ready. So as the race is kicked off, Deku and Saphira are flying. They essentially fly past and just destroy all the robots, clearing a path for everyone else. They leave the minefield alone. This is more or less a race between Saphira and Deku. As Deku's flying and such, they are like bumping into each other. Saphira fires a fire blast every now and then, and an ice blast, like hitting Deku, but he just shrugs it off. He just shrugs it off like nothing happens. He continues forward and forward and forward, till he finally wins the race, with him, Saphira, then Todoroki. Katsuki was doing well, she came in fourth, and yada 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 down the list. Yaoyorozu was able to dodge Mineta, so they weren't at the very bottom, if I recall correctly. So Mineta's just gone, and Momo was able to dodge Mineta, so they won't be doing much. Sorry, just taking a deep breath. Now comes for the cavalry battle. This is very interesting if you think about it. Technically, they don't need more than one person. Katsuki will still be forming her own team, and so will Momo. So, as this happens, Deku tries to find people who would be willing to team up with them, but he can't really until some of the girls from Class 1A, primarily Tsuyu and Uraraka. Mei Hatsume thinks about approaching him, but she thinks, what would a dragon need, really? She's like, plus he doesn't even need any inventions. He's a dragon, he could seriously just fly up in the sky. So Tsuyu and Uraraka approach him saying, yeah, we would be willing to join your team. He's like, oh, thanks guys. All the others want to try to beat me, so yeah. So, Tsuyu, you have all the abilities Frog, and you have 0 gravity, correct? Yeah, that's right. Very well. As they all get at the ready and such, Deku just, like they're in dragon mode. 3rd, 4th degree, about 70 feet long. He is massive, and he's able to keep everyone away by just like running around, and he keeps them safe, sort of. Tsuyu slaps anyone away trying to get on to him, and Uraraka just stays around Tsuyu and such, keeping herself buckled down, holding on for dear life. As they continue forward again and again, they're doing well. None of the other teams really want to mess with Deku. Saphira, on the other hand, she's getting bombarded just as much. Well, actually, she's getting bombarded a lot more so, since she's the 2nd highest thing, and Todoroki's trying to go for her and such. He sends a massive ice blast at Saphira. She charges up a fire blast and goes blasting away the entire thing. She rushing around the arena, then she shoots out an ice blast. Some Endeavor remarked on how she too has fire and ice. This will be a great challenge for Todoroki, for him to see that finally, him using both his signs he will finally accept his goal, putting down this ridiculous rebellion. As when a bunch of teams try to just jump on Deku, he tosses them away, all of them getting back on their riders. Deku charging, going like, sending out a massive blast of energy and fire. As some of them say, hey, the energy line missed us. As they start laughing, some of them think, man, he doesn't have that good of aim. Then they see, as they're like, oh, the massive explosion sending teams flying. I believe they can get back up, and he doesn't go after their points, he just blasts them away. Several of the people saying, man, dragons are no joke. Look at that. That one's like just keeping up with Endeavor Sun, and that one just blasted away several teams while protecting his own. This is just crazy. As all this is noted, Shigaraki and them are watching. They're saying, oh, that's nothing compared to what he did to that army. And Shigaraki's like, oh, that kid is so annoying. I can't wait till we finally actually does the whole scratching and causes him to bleed. And he calls, so, doctor, do you have more of those hybrids worked up? He's like, hi, Mr. Shigaraki, we have more on the way. It's just that some refining must be done. You know, to get all the not quirks and dinks and all that album. Don't we want them with quirks? Oh, Shigaraki, you're funny. But no, it's gonna take some time to make up for the numbers we lost. And a large portion of the personnel have been lost as well. We're gonna have to go on some recruiting runs. Because the clone vats are having a malfunction again. Several of these soldiers were ones who have been wronged by dragons and still have their innate hate placed within them. They make for cheap and easy, and they're highly versatile, but it takes quite a bit to grow a full-born human. You know, as it says, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it takes 9 months to build a human. But thanks to accelerated aging processing and such, we are able to rapidly grow them and train them very well. So, how is Mr. Oliver 1? Is he doing well? He's watching this. It's like, I think he's watching the Forest Festival. Kurigiri's attending the bar and such as usual. Tell me everything you know about that Deku kid. As that happens, it cuts back to Deku, standing victorious, Todoroki still in third, Bakugo in fourth, and so on and so on. The whole thing still sort of gets played out the same way it would in the original. And so, as we continue forward, Deku and Saphira getting pulled aside by Todoroki. What's the deal with you two? He's like, what do you mean? Well, he pulls Saphira mainly aside, then comes up to Deku. Then Deku comes up to see this, listening in, and he gets the whole sap story. He's like, you're exactly what my father wants me to be, but I won't. I won't use his stupid quirk. As Deku says, that's stupid, Todoroki. What are you doing there? It's not rude to listen on to people's conversations. It's rude for a guy to take another guy's girlfriend to a shadowy place, isn't it? Listen here, Todoroki. I don't know what's up with your head here. I can tell that scar was not made, from what I just heard. Your mother finally broke and did something. Your father is a dickhead. And so on and so on. Here's the fun fact. That quirk is yours. It came from his... It's in your genes. It isn't his quirk. If it was his, he could manipulate it as much as he wanted. You should be more like a dragon, Todoroki. That's like his philosophy, is that dragons are not superior, but they're mainly... I don't know how to say it. Sure, they are superior in some cases, and they're more independent and free-thinking in ways. There. So he's like, you should be more like a dragon. Don't bend to your father's will and get so caught up in words. Reflect using actions. And if you want to deny your father his dream, you wouldn't even be a hero. He'd be a villain. Get that through your thick skull. Comes Saphira. As he sort of takes Saphira by the hand, leading her away. She's like, are you sure that was really necessary? He needs a wake-up call. Hopefully this will serve as it. If not, maybe he'll get knocked around. Maybe he'll get knocked around a bit later. Saphira should be taking, let's see, anyone of noteworthy? I guess she'll take the place of, what's his name? Not Shinzo, but, forget Ojiro, the Tailman. Her team sort of got there, which was made up of, was it Jiro? I don't remember if Jiro was there or not. I'm trying to remember, it's so hard, but I can't. She got in there and she's replacing... Trying to remember the entire matchup. She's replacing... What is that name? What is the name? I forget the name so much. Crap, I should have thought this more through. She just is there. I'll bring her up when it seems fit. She'll replace Kaminari. It did pretty well, but still. As they continue forward and such, Deku gets in the whole thing with Shinzo. He calling Deku out and such. And Deku's not answering back, listening to this man's taunts, criticisms, and all that. Getting the information from Ojiro and such that something happened when he spoke to him. So as he continues forward, Deku just sort of goes down from full height. And goes into first degree. He was like, oh man, you're lucky to be a dragon. Look at that. Your species is one of the strongest things on the planet. Man, you're so lucky. Bet you never had to deal with anything in your life, huh? As he says that, flashbacks to the whole thing come back to him. This is pissing Deku the hell off. So as he heard that, Saphira could see something change. She twitched. Shinzo could see that something changed in his eyes as well. Deku, ignoring going to third stage, he goes straight to fourth stage after hearing that. After standing tall after hearing, he's like, I don't know any struggle. As he charges up a blast, sending a blast of energy, sending Shinzo scurrying away. We are hunted! We were hunted for hundreds of years, thousands! I know my kind has suffered most out of anyone in this world. Don't say I know no suffering, any form of suffering, torment, or anything. I'm hunted daily. While you what? Have a quirk that makes you seem evil? I was demonized by... My kind was demonized for thousands of years. Don't say anything, human worm. Walk out now before I change my mind. As Shinzo like, after getting severely scared, she steps out. After Deku just flies off for a bit, just standing at the top of the, standing on the top of the arena, just sitting there, pacing around the arena. Now, no, she replaces Sero in this. Trying to remember who Sarah was there for. It was for their Katsuki. So she replaces Katsuki. Not Katsuki. Sarah was replaced by her. Bakugo had another person there who just gets another nameless person that gets wiped out. Dang it, this is so confusing. I'll just say it's another new bracket. And her thing will just have to wait out. She wins all her things. Plain and simple. No struggle is really needed. Uraraka, all their things all go the same way they do before. Now it's the second round. And I'll have to end it off here on second thought. Hope y'all have a nice day, nice night, nice life. And tell me what you think of the series as usual. Goodbye.